Years of longing.
There was so much work up to the date.
Fuel the fire for a passionate first date.
I felt a genuine connection with him.
But love is a fool's game.
Take your clothes off.
This skyrockets into what the heck is going to happen.
And you never know when the devil's playing.
He told her something bad was going to happen, and it did.
Christmas time in Minnesota. Too cold even for the hardiest souls. But inside Catherine Lewis's home, things are heating up. A man Catherine's had her eye on for months finally asks her out.
It was really exciting. I felt a genuine connection with him.
Catherine is absolutely sizzling with anticipation. And for good reason. This is her first date in 5 years.
I definitely wanted to date. It just wasn't easy.
Catherine was a single parent raising a 5-year-old daughter.
She's working, trying to support herself and her child.
Luckily, her date, Kilo, understands.
He had a daughter, and it just made me feel like he'll be good with kids in general.
To prove it, Kilo suggests a romantic night in at Catherine's place, so she won't have to worry about finding a babysitter. Her 5-year-old daughter, Sydney, is already sound asleep. All Catherine's got left to do now is wait. Kilo is running late.
I really just kept thinking he's not going to show up. Because I had been let down so many times in the past that I just assumed it's going to be like every other time. There was so much work up to the date. I was kind of in shock and excited when I opened the door.
Hi. Hi.
I am so sorry. I am so late.
He was just exactly what I wanted.
And a movie?
Oh, that's so
Not
sweet
too
of
late.
you.
And that's a feeling Catherine can barely remember.
I was married for a very short time, divorced, and for the past 5 years, I haven't dated anyone. I was definitely excited and hoping that, you know, he's going to be just as great in person as he has been through text messages.
Tonight is the first time she's actually seeing Kilo in person. Up until now, their romance has been purely virtual.
I don't get to go out basically ever. I raised Sydney on my own since she was 6 months old. She has some mental health issues, so finding a babysitter is almost impossible.
No!
A friend had suggested that online dating might be a good choice for me. I found a lot of guys who were just looking to have sex with you, and a lot of guys who pretended to be something they weren't.
But all it takes is just one Mr. Right. Enter Kilo.
I really liked what he had to say in his profile. I'm a down-to-earth guy. I'm looking for a relationship. I decided to message him. Once we started texting, I mean, it was an everyday, all-day thing. You're beautiful. I want to be with you. I want to hold you. There were some more graphic text messages. I just really wanted to actually physically be with him.
But the night of their big date was almost a bust. Kilo was late to Catherine's because of car trouble. To make it to her place at all, he had to come up with a plan B, and quick.
Kilo contacted an acquaintance saying he needed a ride.
Tonight, right now, dude.
He paid the person some gas money.
It's not enough, though. Kilo had to pull a fast one. He told his buddy about a cute friend of Catherine's.
He provided him with a phone number to meet with a girl.
Well, that'll work. Be there in 20.
But while Kilo enjoys the date of a lifetime, his friend is learning that some people will say anything to get what they want.
As it turned out, Kilo provided him with a bogus phone number,
Leaving his buddy out in the cold. Inside, Catherine is blissfully unaware of the deception. Or that before the date is done, things with Kilo will take a terrifying turn. Kilo had to lie his way into getting a lift to his date by duping his friend with a nasty trick.
Kilo provided him with a bogus phone number.
But the ruse got him where he wanted. And now Kilo and Catherine are happily getting to know each other better.
How was today with Sydney?
It was a long day.
Not so great.
Not one of her better days.
He knew about Sydney, how hard it was to deal with her, and, you know, he was definitely a good listener.
Is that her?
That's my little angel.
What, how old is she there?
Catherine said the night seemed to go very well.
He was like, want to lay with me on the couch and we can cuddle.
They did some making out. Every minute that goes by, your trust level increases.
I don't think I had felt a connection like that since my ex-husband.
Maybe Kilo won't need to worry about a ride home after all.
Just a little slower. I just think we should slow it down a little.
Catherine didn't want him to be present when her daughter got up the next morning. He was agreeable to that.
He said he would just walk up to the nearest store by me and call his buddy and get picked up there.
The same buddy he played for a fool just hours ago. Upstairs, Catherine is fast asleep. But as the sun rises, her sweet dreams are shattered.
Everything was ringing, and I was just going, what's going on? And then I got sliced with a steak knife across my chest. And that's when you kind of realize, okay, not a dream. This is reality. My eyes were open, but I couldn't focus on anything. And then I finally realized who it was.
Her date, Kilo.
I'm gonna teach you a lesson for letting a stranger in your house.
His chilling words sound an alarm. If Kilo really wants to teach Catherine a lesson, he knows exactly how to get her attention.
My mind immediately went to Sydney.
She did not know how her daughter was. Her motherly instinct kicked in.
Catherine was going to do whatever she needed to do to keep her daughter safe.
Take your clothes off.
At that point, I was not going to fight back.
Hurry up.
I looked at him and I said, do you want to have sex with me? Because if that's what you want, let's just do it and get it over with.
No. I want more than that.
When he didn't want to sexually assault her, this skyrockets into, what the heck is going to happen?
Are you going to kill me? Are you going to kill my daughter?
I'm going to take everything from you.
Catherine's internet charmer, Kilo, is actually a brutal assailant. And now, she's at his mercy.
Take your clothes off.
I think that Kilo's purpose in having Catherine stripped down was to show her that he was going to be in charge.
Catherine's 5-year-old daughter, Sydney, is also in the house. Her fate, unknown.
Outside.
December in Minnesota is incredibly cold.
This morning, the temperature is nearly 20 degrees below freezing. And Catherine is naked. Instinctively, she makes a desperate plea.
Can I put my shoes on?
Fine.
Her innocent request has an unlikely effect.
Hurry up.
Asking for shoes humanizes her a little bit, so if he has something very dastardly in mind, that maybe he'll think twice about it.
It gave me a glimmer of hope.
But this hope is short-lived.
Go.
There was so much adrenaline at that point that I didn't really notice the cold.
Get in. I said get in the truck.
He was very angry that I was hesitating.
I said, get in the damn car. Get in.
So I squeezed myself in.
Give me your hands. Give them to me. Don't make a sound.
Kilo proceeded to collect property from her home.
He leaves little behind, stooping so low as to steal Sydney's Christmas presents. Catherine can hear him, moving in and out of the garage, until suddenly, everything goes quiet.
She thought to herself, I've got to try to yell for help.
I started to use my lips and my tongue to push the duct tape down off of my mouth.
Then, a dangerous gamble.
I started to scream for the neighbor next door in hopes that he was getting ready to go to work and would hear me on his way out the door.
Sure enough, Catherine hears an unmistakable sound. Footsteps. She prays they belong to her neighbor.
When she took that risk, it was a big risk because Kilo told her if she called out for help, something bad was going to happen.
A date that seemed heaven-sent has descended into pure hell. But Catherine's yelling has finally caught someone's attention.
It was Kilo.
Now you're in trouble.
He said that I was going to be punished.
Get over here. Give me your hand.
My hand immediately started turning purple. He probably went around my head at least 30 times with the duct tape. It seemed like he was never going to stop.
But Kilo is just getting started.
Turn around. Turn over.
He took the knife and he sliced me down my thigh, my buttocks. He did that twice.
That was a warning to her to keep your mouth shut or it gets worse the next time.
That was the last time Catherine was in a known environment.
I was panicked because I wasn't in the house with my daughter.
When that car leaves the driveway, the chances of her ever coming back very slim.
But then, something incredible happens. The seed Catherine planted earlier, when she asked Kilo for a pair of shoes, seems to take root.
Warm enough back there?
He begins to display a bizarre concern for her.
He started talking to me along the way.
Catherine? You warm enough?
He was directing his comments to her.
You okay back there?
it would show some sense of relationship between the two.
This precarious bond is Catherine's only hope that this date won't end in her death or her daughter's. Kilo stashes Catherine's stolen possessions before taking her to their final stop.
His intent could have been to take this woman and kill her.
Fearing for her life, Catherine again appeals to Kilo's empathy by making another simple request.
Have cigarettes.
He gave me 2 cigarettes.
And once more, humanity begets humanity.
Put it on.
Even from a monster.
In a very unusual case, from A to Z, he takes off his jacket and gives it to her, and she can go.
Come on. Get out. Hurry up.
Catherine is maddeningly close to being free. But Kilo's not quite done with their date.
I have people watching your house. If you tell anybody what happened, I'll kill you. I'll kill everyone you love.
I just wanted to get to Sydney. I was in a mad rush to get home.
She has no idea if she will find her daughter alive or dead.
I thought you forgot about me.
My daughter was awake and she was just kind of started crying and she's like, "Did you leave without me?" And I'm like, "No, honey, no."
Okay, come on, Jen.
In no time, police are on the case and download Kilo's online dating profile before he can delete it.
We were able to identify, locate him, and arrest him within 30 hours.
Tell me exactly what happened.
Catherine's date from hell is finally over, but her Christmas still needs rescuing.
A lot of the items that were stolen were her Christmas gifts to her daughter. The detectives and the officers decided it would be a nice thing if we wrapped up all of those gifts. She was just elated that we took the time to do this, and you could tell that it meant something.
You just want to cry. It was very special.
William Kilo Hammock pleads guilty to aggravated robbery, and because of excessive cruelty, is put away for almost 10 years, nearly double the normal maximum sentence.
Catherine's words to me were, I want him to go for as long as we can possibly get him to go.
It definitely makes me feel safer. I would definitely like to try dating again. I just will never internet date again. It needs to be a friend or a friend of a friend. no strangers.